In this video, we're breaking down the strength of every NFL team, from the best in the league to the ones still figuring it out. We've only got 1 minute for each team, so we're keeping it fast, sharp, and real. You'll learn what they do best, why they win, and who their MVP is in 2025. Whether your team's chasing a Super Bowl or just clinging to one great player, they've all got something that gives fans hope. Stay till the end, comment your favorite team below, and don't forget to subscribe for more NFL videos. Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes is the dynasty. The Chiefs are still the standard. Why? Because they have Patrick Mahomes. His arm, his decision-making, his ability to turn a busted play into a 40-yard bomb off one foot. There's just nobody like him. And as long as Mahomes is in Kansas City, the Chiefs are never out of a game, never out of a season. Their strength is clear. Elite quarterback play backed by Andy Reid's creativity. This team doesn't just beat you, they break you mentally. In big moments, they're calm. Down 10 in the Super Bowl? No problem. 4th and long? Mahomes makes magic. As one fan tweeted, having Mahomes is like playing Madden on rookie mode. They've won 3 Super Bowls since 2019, and each time, Mahomes was the difference. Even when the receivers drop passes or the line gets shaky, he finds a way. You don't build a dynasty in the NFL without help, but Mahomes is the foundation. Reid, Kelsey, Chris Jones, they're all key. But Mahomes is the reason you never count them out. From a team with one generational quarterback to a team that feels like it has 5 stars touching the ball every play. San Francisco, 49ers, the weapon wheel. When you watch the 49ers, it's like watching a highlight, real in real time. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk. Kyle Shanahan has turned this offense into a machine. But it's not just talent, it's how they use it. The Niners' strength is versatility. Every player can line up anywhere. Every play looks like 5 different plays. And before you know it, McCaffrey is running untouched down the sideline. Their defense is just as scary. Fast, physical, and loaded. One Reddit comment said it best. Playing the Niners feels like trying to tackle a tornado. They've come close so many times. NFC title games, Super Bowl runs. But they're not just contenders. They're a nightmare matchup. But while the Niners use everyone, the next team relies on one man to do it all. And somehow, it works. Baltimore Ravens. Blitz, break, bulldoze. If chaos had a football team, it would be the Ravens. Everything starts with Lamar Jackson. He's not just fast, he moves like a video game. Defenses plan for it all week and still can't stop it. Their strength? Unpredictability. 1 minute, Lamar's rolling out and hitting a 30-yard pass. The next, he's cutting through 4 defenders for a touchdown run. Pair that with one of the fastest, most aggressive defenses in the league, and Baltimore can take over games in just a few drives. A fan once said, "You don't play the Ravens, you survive them." They had a dominant 2023 season, and Lamar won MVP again. When he's healthy, they're a top-tier contender. They just need to stay consistent, from organized chaos to organized grit. The next team built themselves from the ground up, and now they're bulldozing everything in their way. Detroit Lions, built in the trenches. The Lions are no longer a joke. They're not the team that blew leads or picked in the top 5 every year. Now, they're one of the toughest teams in football. Detroit's biggest strength is their offensive line. Penei Sewell, Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, they open holes, protect the QB, and punch you in the mouth. Dan Campbell brought a new attitude, and the players bought in. Aiden Hutchinson leads a rising defense. Jared Goff is efficient. And the fans? They're finally proud again. One Lions fan said, "We went from paper bags to playoff dreams." They made the NFC title game. They fought every week, and they're not going anywhere. Next up, a team with a rocket-armed quarterback who can win or lose a game on a single throw. Buffalo Bills. Live by the cannon. If there's one team that defines risk and reward, it's the Buffalo Bills. Their biggest strength? Josh Allen. Period. This guy is a walking highlight. Real. He can throw a football 70 yards off his back foot. He can hurdle linebackers. and he plays every snap like it's life or death. Allen is the reason the Bills are always dangerous. Even when things break down, he can make a play no one else would even attempt. One fan posted, "Josh Allen plays like he's in a bar fight, and he's winning." The Bills ride his energy. When Allen is dialed in, the Bills look like the best team in football. They can drop 35 on anyone. The problem? Sometimes he tries to do too much. They've had painful playoff exits. 13 seconds versus the Chiefs still haunts them. But they've also had big wins. They dominated the Patriots in the playoffs. They beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead during the regular season. The defense has been solid too. When healthy, they're top 10. Guys like Matt Milano and Jordan Poyer have been huge. But make no mistake, this team goes as far as Allen takes them. And that's both the thrill and the risk. Now we go from a roller coaster to a team that keeps its cool under pressure. Ice in the veins, swag in the huddle. Cincinnati Bengals, swag and surgical precision. Some teams win with chaos. The Bengals win with calm. Their biggest strength? Joe Burrow's control. He doesn't panic, doesn't flinch. Whether it's the first quarter or a playoff drive with everything on the line, Burrow plays like he's already seen it all. And he kind of has. Since taking over in Cincinnati, Burrow turned the Bengals from a bottom 5 team into a legit contender. He took them to the Super Bowl in just his second full season. And he did it with confidence, timing, and a stare that says, "We got this." Their offense is built around him, but it's not just him. Jamar Chase is a top 5 receiver. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd give them depth. This team can stretch the field, win contested catches, and create big plays after the catch. Their offensive strength is simple. They can throw all over you. A Reddit comment summed it up perfectly. Watching the Bengals offense is like death by 100 curls and slants until they drop a 60-yarder on your head. And don't overlook their defense. Lou Anarumo calls creative coverages that confuse elite QBs. They're fast, physical, and clutch. Burrow's the MVP of this team. When healthy, he keeps them in any game, against anyone. His playoff numbers are insane. His calmness under pressure is rare. And his leadership? That's the secret sauce. They've beaten Mahomes in Arrowhead. They've made deep playoff runs. They aren't scared of the spotlight. And that's a dangerous trait. Now from ice-cold control to a team that wins by smashing you in the face at the line of scrimmage. Philadelphia Eagles. War on the line. The Eagles don't just want to beat you, they want to win at the one spot that still matters most, the trenches. Their strength, dominating both sides of the line. They have the best offensive line in football, year after year, anchored by veterans like Jason Kelce until his retirement, and Lane Johnson. They protect Jalen Hurts and create holes that a semi-truck could fit through. Speaking of Hurts, he's the heartbeat of this team. Smart, mobile, tough. He's not the flashiest quarterback in the league, but his control and leadership are elite. Then there's the tush push. Philly turns 4th and 1 into a cheat code. One lineman once joked, "We're basically a snowplow, with Jalen as the engine." On defense, they've got a stacked rotation of pass rushers. Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, Hasten Reddick. They hit hard, hit fast, and hit often. The Eagles made the Super Bowl in 2022, nearly won it, and followed it up with a 14-win season. They're built to last, with a GM who constantly reloads the roster through trades and picks. Philly wins ugly. They win smart. They control time of possession, bully you at the line, and don't blink in crunch time. But while Philly controls the game, the next team thrives on forcing chaos and flipping momentum with one big play. Dallas Cowboys, defensive chaos, agents. There's no team in the NFL that turns defense into a highlight show quite like Dallas. Their biggest strength? Turnovers and pressure, and it starts with Micah Parsons. Parsons is a game wrecker. He lines up anywhere, rushes from everywhere, and causes panic. One offensive coordinator called him a linebacker built in a lab. Pair him with a ball-hawking secondary, like Trevon Diggs and Deron Bland, and Dallas doesn't just stop drives. They end them with points. Dallas isn't playing defense, a fan tweeted. They're playing offense without the ball. They've led the league in takeaways multiple times. When they get rolling, they turn a 3-point lead into a 20-point blowout before you even blink. Offensively, Dak Prescott is solid. He's had big games. He just needs to avoid the costly mistake. They've got weapons. CeeDee Lamb is a legit wide receiver one, and Tony Pollard brings speed out of the backfield. The Cowboys have won 12 games in 3 straight seasons. They just haven't gotten over the playoff hump. But the talent is there. The defense is elite. And if the offense holds up, they're contenders. Now from defensive bullies to a team that's faster than anyone else. On film and in real life, Miami Dolphins, blazing fast death race. No one, and I mean no one, is faster than the Miami Dolphins. Their biggest strength? Pure speed. They've turned it into an art form. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert. These guys don't run. They teleport. With Mike McDaniel calling plays, the Dolphins stretch the field horizontally and vertically. Defenses can't keep up. One cornerback said, "You don't cover the Dolphins, you chase shadows." Tua Tagovailoa isn't elite in every way, but his timing is perfect. Quick release, quick decisions. And when Tyreek's streaking down the field, boom, 6 points. They've had games where they score 70. Literally, 70. That actually happened in 2023. Their weakness is their defense and consistency late in the season. But when everything clicks, no one scores faster. They made the playoffs back-to-back. And if the defense holds up just enough, this offense is nightmare fuel. The Dolphins are the fastest show on turf. But the next team, they're rebuilding quietly. And they might already have their next franchise QB. Green Bay Packers, the next great QB. For 3 decades, the Packers were known for 2 names, Favre and Rodgers. But now, Jordan Love is quietly stepping into that legacy and doing it his way. Their strength? A young, fearless offense built around a rising quarterback. Jordan Love started the 2023 season with question marks, but by December, he was outplaying veterans and lighting up defenses. His poise, deep ball accuracy, and comfort in the pocket came fast. Green Bay fans went from wait and see to we've got our guy. One post-game comment said it best. Love's not playing like a young QB, he's playing like the future. And it's not just him. The Packers have assembled a young, athletic group of receivers and tight ends. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed. They stretch the field, fight for yards, and keep defenses guessing. They also have a reliable run game, with Aaron Jones providing bursts and A.J. Dillon bringing the hammer. Matt LaFleur's offense thrives on balance and motion, and now they have the pieces to make it click. Defensively, it's been inconsistent, but they've got game wreckers like Rashawn Gary and Jair Alexander, who can flip momentum in a snap. What made headlines was their playoff win over Dallas, on the road as underdogs. Love looked like a 10-year vet. The moment wasn't too big. This is a young team still finding its ceiling, but the foundation is strong, and if Love keeps growing, the post-Rodgers era could get scary for the rest of the league. Now let's head to Texas, where a team just went from rebuilding to playoff winning in one season. Houston Texans, the future is now. No team in 2023 shocked the NFL quite like the Houston Texans. Their biggest strength? C.J. Stroud's confidence and DeMeco Ryans' culture shift. Stroud played like anything but a rookie. Smooth in the pocket, accurate downfield, calm under pressure. He didn't just put up numbers, he led. And he made everyone better. As one fan said, we finally have a QB who looks like a superstar and acts like one too. The Texans drafted well. They hit on both sides of the ball. Will Anderson Jr. brought fire to the pass rush. Nico Collins turned into a legit wide receiver one. The offensive line protected, and Bobby Slowick's play calling gave Stroud control. And defensively, DeMeco Ryans brought that 49ers mindset. Fast, aggressive, disciplined. This team was supposed to be 2 years away. Instead, they won the AFC South and beat the Browns in the playoffs. They didn't sneak in. They belonged. Houston's strength is that they aren't afraid. They don't care about expectations. They're ahead of schedule, and with more picks, more cap space, and a coach QB duo everyone believes in. The Texans might just be getting started. From a team that arrived early to one that keeps teasing greatness but hasn't put it all together just yet. Jacksonville Jaguars, quiet but dangerous. If the Texans were the surprise, the Jags were the disappointment, but they're not far off. Jacksonville's strength, a franchise quarterback and an opportunistic defense. Trevor Lawrence hasn't exploded yet, but he's steady, accurate, mobile. He knows when to extend plays and when to protect the ball. And when he gets hot, he's a top 10 quarterback. They've got weapons: Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Travis Etienne. They spread you out and chip away. It's not flashy, but it works. Their defense creates turnovers and plays with speed. Josh Allen, no, not that one, had a breakout year rushing the passer, and they've built a secondary that can make you pay for lazy throws. This team made the playoffs in 2022 and won that crazy comeback game against the Chargers. People forget they were down 27-0. The only problem? They haven't been consistent. They lose games they shouldn't. They let teams hang around. And in the NFL, that'll cost you. But the pieces are there. The division is winnable. And with Lawrence entering his prime, the Jags can still take a leap. Now to a team loaded with talent, but somehow always in the middle of a letdown. Los Angeles Chargers. Talent if it ever comes together. The Chargers are one of the most confusing teams in football. Their strength? Justin Herbert's raw talent. He's got the arm, the size, the accuracy. He can throw a ball 60 yards on a rope and make it look easy. Every week, he does something that makes you go, wow. But here's the problem. The Chargers don't always know what to do with it. Despite having guys like Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler, they've struggled to put it all together. Bad play calling, injuries, weird decisions, and then heartbreak. Remember the playoff collapse against Jacksonville? Up 27-0, still lost. But the talent is real. When Herbert is on, they can score with anyone. And new head coach Jim Harbaugh brings toughness and discipline, exactly what this group needs. The defense has stars like Derwin James and Joey Bosa, but they've been inconsistent. It's a team that flashes elite traits, then stumbles over its own shoelaces. Chargers fans always believe, but always brace for the worst. This year, if they finally stay healthy and Harbaugh gets the locker room right, it might be different. The Chargers live in chaos, but the next team, they embrace the ugly and win anyway. Cleveland Browns. That defense, though. The Browns were built in reverse. Their identity doesn't start with their quarterback. It starts with their pass rush. Their strength? Myles Garrett and a relentless defense. Garrett is a monster. Double teams don't stop him. He collapses pockets, wrecks drives, and changes game plans. Pair him with a defense that plays with attitude, and you've got a team that can beat you 17-10. Cleveland's offense has been a roller coaster. Injuries at quarterback, inconsistent play calling, but their defense carried them to the playoffs. 4 different quarterbacks started games. The defense said, we got it. They've got other pieces too. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah flies around. Denzel Ward locks down WR1s. This group keeps you under 20 and waits for mistakes. The problem is consistency. Deshaun Watson has struggled since returning. Nick Chubb's injury didn't help, but if the offense does just enough, the defense can take them far. One fan wrote, "We're not flashy, we're not fun, but we're finally winning ugly, and we'll take it." Now let's head to New York, where a team is still waiting to find out what happens when their quarterback actually plays a full season. New York Jets. If only they had a QB. No team had more preseason hype in 2023. No team had it crash faster. The Jets' strength? An elite defense that deserves better. Led by Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, and CJ Mosley, this group shuts teams down. They hit hard. They take away big plays. They make quarterbacks look lost. But the offense? It's been a mess. Injuries. Bad O-line play. And most of all, no Aaron Rodgers. One tweet said, the Jets could hold teams to 6 points and still lose 9-6. But Rodgers is back. Healthy. Motivated. And if he plays even 80% of what he was in Green Bay, this team becomes dangerous. Breece Hall is electric. Garrett Wilson is a star. They just need a conductor. It's all right there. The Jets have the roster. They just need their quarterback to stay upright. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Tomlin effect. The Pittsburgh Steelers have one of the weirdest streaks in football. Since Mike Tomlin became head coach in 2007, they have never had a losing season, not one. Their strength? Culture and consistency. This team might not light up the scoreboard or top the power rankings, but they win games most teams would lose. Why? Because they don't beat themselves. They play tough, smart football. And they believe, no matter the odds. At the center of it is Tomlin. Every year, fans say, this is the year the streak ends. And every year, he pulls out 9 or 10 wins with duct tape and grit. One quote from a fan sums it up. Tomlin could win 9 games with a toaster at quarterback. Kenny Pickett hasn't developed into a star yet, but he's protected by one of the best young defenses in football. And that defense is their true identity. TJ Watt is still one of the most dominant edge rushers in the league. When he's on the field, the Steelers get pressure, force turnovers, and steal momentum. Minkah Fitzpatrick cleans up on the back end. Cam Hayward provides leadership and muscle in the trenches. Offensively, they've got pieces. George Pickens is an acrobat at wide receiver. Najee Harris runs angry. Jaylen Warren gives them burst. But the O-line and play calling have held them back. Still, they win ugly and make it work. Remember 2023? They got outgained in yardage almost every week and still went 10-7 and made the playoffs. It made no sense, but that's the Steelers. Their formula? Run the ball, control the clock, force mistakes, and never ever quit. They're rarely dominant, but they're always in the mix, always physical, always prepared. It's a team that refuses to fall apart, no matter the adversity. Now we go from steel and tradition to a team that's younger, faster, and just starting to shape its identity. Seattle Seahawks, young and fearless. The Seahawks are no longer the Legion of Boom, and they're not riding Russell Wilson anymore. But they've rebuilt, quietly, and there's real hope in Seattle again. Their biggest strength? Youth and explosiveness. Pete Carroll may be the oldest coach in the league, but his team plays like the youngest. They fly around the field. They take chances. And they've got young stars on both sides of the ball who are only getting better. Let's start with the defense. Devin Witherspoon, the rookie corner, plays with his hair on fire. He's physical, instinctive, and already making Pro Bowl noise. Tariq Woolen is a long, athletic playmaker on the other side. Jamal Adams, when healthy, brings that downhill chaos energy. Then there's the offense. Kenneth Walker III is one of the most dynamic backs in football. He can take a handoff, bounce it outside, and turn it into a house call. And in the passing game, they've got weapons for days. DK Metcalf is a physical mismatch. Tyler Lockett is smooth and clutch. And now, they've added Jackson Smith-Njigba to the mix. That's a lot of speed, a lot of route running, a lot of headaches for defenses. At quarterback, Geno Smith shocked everyone in 2022 and kept it going in 2023. He's accurate, calm, and in a system that lets him make quick reads and smart throws, he's been more than serviceable. He's been good. A Seahawks fan posted, "We're not the old Seahawks, but we're fun as hell." They still need to clean up the run defense, and they've got to finish more drives with touchdowns instead of field goals. But the foundation is legit, and Pete Carroll still gets the most out of his guys. The Seahawks are trending up, and nobody wants to face them when they get hot. Now to a team with one of the best wide receivers on earth, and not much else around him. Minnesota Vikings. Justin Jefferson is enough. The Minnesota Vikings don't play normal football. They play one-possession football. Always. Win or lose, it's a roller coaster. But their biggest strength? Justin Jefferson. He's not just good, he's game-breaking. You put 2 guys on him, he still finds a way. You leave him one-on-one, might as well put 6 on the scoreboard. Jefferson runs perfect routes, tracks the deep ball better than anyone, and plays with fire. He's the kind of receiver who makes every fan feel like they've got a shot, even when down 10 in the 4th. One quote says it all. When in doubt, throw it to 18. Offensively, the Vikings live and die by the pass. Kirk Cousins was steady before his injury, and he found chemistry with Jefferson and rookie Jordan Addison, who's also looking like a future star. They've got weapons. TJ Hawkinson at tight end gives them a reliable target, and the line has improved in pass protection. But the run game is below average, and the defense, well, it's been bad. They've tried to fix that with Brian Flores' aggressive blitz schemes, and it's helped, but they still give up big plays and struggle late in games. What makes the Vikings dangerous is their belief. They pulled off the biggest comeback in NFL history in 2022, down 33-0 to the Colts, and they keep winning close games. Even in down years, they hang around, mostly because of Jefferson. But to truly contend, they'll need better defense and a long-term answer at QB, especially with Cousins' future in doubt. Now for our final team, one that spent years rebuilding, one that might finally have enough talent to turn the page. Atlanta Falcons, the Swiss Army offense. The Atlanta Falcons have been stuck in rebuild mode since that 28-3 collapse. But now, they're starting to turn a corner. Their biggest strength? Offensive skill talent. Everywhere. Bijan Robinson might be the most gifted young running back in football. His vision, balance, and burst are unreal. He can run between the tackles, bounce it outside, or line up in the slot and roast a linebacker. Then there's Kyle Pitts, one of the biggest mismatches in the league when used correctly. He's too fast for linebackers, too big for corners. He's a unicorn, if they unleash him. And don't forget Drake London, a true WR1 build who makes contested catches and gives them a reliable outside threat. The Falcons' strength is this: they can attack you from anywhere, but only if the quarterback can make it all work. And that's been the issue. Desmond Ridder showed flashes, but struggled with consistency. Taylor Heineke is a gamer, but has a limited ceiling. It's been a revolving door, and it shows. They brought in Kirk Cousins for 2025, and that might be the key. He gives them stability, accuracy, leadership. And with this supporting cast, it might be enough to finally unlock the offense. Their defense has improved too. Jesse Bates III was a huge free agent pickup. They've added speed at linebacker and beef on the D-line. It's still a work in progress, but it's no longer a liability. The NFC South is winnable. The Falcons have the talent. If the QB play holds up, they could go from 7 wins to 10 overnight. One fan wrote, "We've got the weapons. Now give us a pilot." Carolina Panthers, hope in the chaos. The Panthers are a mess right now. Let's not sugarcoat it. But even in chaos, there's something to hold on to. Their biggest strength? Brian Burns in a defense that refuses to quit. Burns is one of the most underrated pass rushers in the NFL. He's fast, technical, and relentless. Even when the offense gives him nothing, he still makes plays. And on the back end, J.C. Horn, when healthy, is a lockdown corner. The defense is young, scrappy, and constantly put in terrible field position. And yet, they keep showing up. Offensively, it's been rough. Bryce Young's rookie year was brutal. No protection, no help, no rhythm. But the hope is that new coaching, a rebuilt O-line, and a true WR1 could give him a real shot in year 2. They brought in veterans like Adam Thielen to stabilize the room, and rookie Jonathan Mingo has shown flashes. But this offense needs an identity. Still, the fans haven't given up. One tweet said, "We're not rebuilding, we're re-suffering." They've got cap space. They've got high picks. And if Bryce Young bounces back, they could be dangerous by 2026. Right now, their strength is their toughness. They're taking punches, but they're still standing. Chicago Bears. We might be cooking. For the first time in what feels like forever, Bears fans can say this with a straight face. We might have something. Their strength? An offense that's finally waking up. Caleb Williams is the future. He hasn't taken a snap yet, but the hype is real. Big arm, off-platform throws, confidence for days. He walks like a star and throws like one too. And now he has weapons. DJ Moore is a true wide receiver one. Keenan Allen brings experience. Rome Odunze is the rookie deep threat who could become a star. Chicago actually has playmakers now. They've rebuilt the O-line. They added Montez Sweat on defense, and they've got a coach in Matt Eberflus who finally has the roster to compete. One Reddit thread joked, "The Bears actually look like a football team now. What a concept. Yes, it's early. Yes, it's Chicago. Yes, it could fall apart. But the vibes, they've shifted. For a city that's waited decades for real offense, they might finally be cooking something worth watching. And that's every NFL team's biggest strength in 2025, whether they're built for a Super Bowl run or still trying to figure things out. Some teams have elite QBs, others win in the trenches, and a few, they just fight every single week with heart, grit, and maybe a little chaos. But every fan has something to believe in. Let us know in the comments. What's your team's biggest strength this season? And who's your MVP? Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.